Hi there, welcome everyone. I'm Tiffany from Bubbles and Bloom Beauty Bar. Today I'm here with Lauren Sweeney, and she will be speaking for our summit, Beauty and Confidence Within, acknowledging your worth, stepping into your power, and radiating your own unique beauty from the inside out. So I wanted to bring Lauren in today because she is a career confidence coach. She has a passion for leadership development, and she also thrives on mentoring and being a positive example of what she teaches. So I love hearing that you practice your own what you preach. So welcome today, Lauren, and we're excited to hear what you have to say. How you doing?
I'm doing great, doing great.
Yay,
I
awesome. Thank you.
definitely strive to practice, and it doesn't always go perfectly, but as long as we're striving and we're working towards it, I feel like that's what's important.
Yes, and that's what I'm finding is a common thread among speakers and experts is that we're learning that confidence is not something that's instant. It's something that we have to work on. So actively every day.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to hear more from you. So if you can tell our audience a little bit about who you are, what you do, and how you got into your work.
Yeah, so I am a coach and trainer with Rise Up For You, which is a professional and personal development company here in Southern California, although we do serve internationally as well and all across the US. And so I have been working with this company for a short time, but I have been in the personal development space since I was in high school.
Hmm.
I really love working with people, challenging them, challenging myself, all different spaces from high school, being a volunteer in student government and putting on leadership conferences, as a high
Wow,
school.
how fun.
Like that's how far back it starts. Or even
Yeah.
I did a lot of musicals and plays growing up, and I would run
Um,
like the set and the tech, and so
okay.
anything in community. When I went to college, I studied community and regional development, and so that's what I feel like leadership and confidence has to do with. It's like us being in the world with others and helping them feel like their best.
Hmm.
And I've also served 12 years in the beauty industry as well,
Oh, nice.
empowering, recruiting women into business, and also just helping them feel and look their best.
Awesome. That's great. So I'm wondering, how do you portray confidence and inner beauty to your clients in your community?
I think confidence is something that we're working on as we really discover who we are.
Mhm.
The more that I feel my own self-worth, the more that I feel who I am, and there's certain things I do every day to help with that,
Mhm.
the more confidence I have. I
Mhm.
feel like we start out at this level confidence. Like
Mhm.
I have two little kids, they're really confident.
Uh-huh.
And so I don't think that confidence is something that you have to necessarily be built up to. I think it's something that
Mm.
gets broken down and we have
Mm.
to build it back up again.
Yes, yes, you're so right.
And there's things that we have to do every day to strengthen it. The pull of the world is down,
Mhm. Mhm.
gravity is down.
Yes.
So, what are we consuming? And it's so great that you're doing this virtual
Aw, thank
conference
you.
during this time, like
Yeah.
empowering people so that we can be in community. That gives us more confidence.
Mhm.
Can I write in my journal every day and think of something that I'm grateful for? Can
Mhm.
I make a plan the night before so that I feel kind of like I have a track? I'm looking for I'm going in one direction.
Mhm.
That brings confidence. Can I acknowledge the things I'm doing well and laugh at the things that didn't work out and were a hot mess? Try again tomorrow.
Yeah.
That brings confidence. I'm not beating myself up.
Uh-huh.
I am rolling with it. I'm having a dance party. I'm doing a laughing meditation because literally
Ah,
things are a little crazy, right?
yes, totally. Yes.
Those things I believe help us. And if I'm doing them, then I can share them on Instagram. I can share them with my consultants. I can share them with the people I'm coaching because I'm already doing them and they can feel it.
Yes.
I think beating ourselves up and what we call the monkey chatter up here is
Mhm.
the number one killer.
Mhm.
It's and then if other people validate it, let's say we're surrounded by people that are not so positive or that
Exactly.
put us down, it starts with us though. It
Mhm.
starts with me feeling good, me not listening to that monkey chatter that's putting myself down, and then surrounding myself with others that lift me up or listening to people to lift me up.
Mhm.
What I mean by that is, let's say you have your mom or you have someone in your life and they bug you Anyone relate to that? Or they have somebody, you know, that maybe is like, maybe it's even a spouse or a significant other, someone that they keep hearing them putting themselves down or putting you down. Are they really putting you down, or is it the filter? Are we filtering their conversation through our brain? I know it's a little esoteric, but how are we listening to what they're saying? And can we listen to what they're saying from a place that's more empowering? Only because it will serve us. We will feel better.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Thank you. So when you're working with your clients, what kind of experiences are you trying to create for them? What do you want them to walk away from their experience with you?
When I'm working with clients, I want them to feel who they are and that it's a journey, and that I want to know where they want to get to, but that sometimes that destination changes, and for
Right.
them to be flexible.
Mm-hmm.
You're in business, I'm sure you've seen that too.
Mm-hmm.
And especially right now with, COVID,
Yes.
how can we navigate and be flexible with whatever comes up?
Mm-hmm.
And how can we look backwards very briefly, not to linger, not to stay there forever, but how can we use what has happened and repattern it so that it is empowering, so that we're still not carrying our past into our future?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example if you'd like.
I was just going to ask you for one. Thank you.
Okay. So this is something I discovered by being coached. And so as a coach, to be authentic, I feel like I need to be coached.
Yes.
So that I am transparent and I'm really doing the work too, because we're all human.
Yes.
Right?
You're being kept accountable.
Exactly. So there's integrity. So I was being coached and I kept hearing this monkey chatter, this voices telling myself, I'm not doing enough. And as women, I think a lot of us can relate to that. And it really boils down to I'm not enough. This feeling, this incorrect thought, I'm not enough. So we did some background on it. Okay, we deconstructed it. Where did that come from? So I was 12 years old and I was like super neurotic, and my bestest friend in the whole world said, I don't want to be your friend anymore. You're just a little crazy. Didn't say you're crazy, but like, you're just too much for me, Lauren. You got to get it together. And I took that little wounded middle schooler, and let's admit, we're all a little bit of a hot mess in middle school. I took that and I carried that for 30 years or I don't know, I'm 38. So, a lot of years into the future, took that with me and was trying to compensate for not being enough and carried it all the way into adulthood.
Wow. That has an effect, a lifelong effect sometimes, but okay, go on. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt.
No. Yeah, there are things like that simple. It wasn't even, at the time it was traumatic, but it's not even like as traumatic as a lot of people have had things happen to them. But there are things that have happened to all of us, and we are still carrying that pattern into the future. So once I could realize, I kind of made it up that I wasn't enough. I mean, my 12-year-old best friend, and now actually we're still best friends. Like, we made up. I was in her wedding. We just had a Zoom meeting. Yeah, because she doesn't live near me. Like, literally, we're like reunited.
Oh, that's so good. Yes, I love hearing that. That's awesome.
So I took this wrong idea, this wrong concept, and have been carrying it with me, and became this kind of overachiever to compensate for that. And so all week, my coach said, I want you to watch the voices in your mind that are telling you you're not doing enough. And I want you to say, that's not true. That's not true. Relax, sit down, you have a cup of tea, you don't have to be so driven. And deconstructing it like that is really made a difference, so that I can watch and I can go, that's not true.
Breaking it down like that. Okay, that's a good one. Self-talk as well. So may I ask you, what's your definition of empowerment?
Being able to connect with someone else so that they inspire themselves. Because if I motivate you from the outside, Tiffany, how long is that going to last?
Yes.
If you don't have structures, systems, and things in place, you're going to be fired up on this call. You're going to be excited for maybe 20 more minutes, maybe the day max. But then your systems, your habits, and your routines they're going to creep back in
Check in. Yes.
naturally.
Yes. Yes. So how would you tell me, like we're fired up after this call, and then tomorrow I'm just like, meh, I don't feel the same as I felt yesterday, or how do I empower myself?
Yeah. So that's where I work with my clients and coach them or people that I've recruited and help them come up with systems, habits, and routines.
Okay.
So, for example, maybe you might start a gratitude practice in the morning.
Mm.
It's individual for you. There's not a cookie cutter morning routine or middle of the day routine or 5 times a day. It could be eliminating someone who's toxic in your life.
Mhm.
It could be turning off the TV. It could be taking off notifications on your phone. It could be decluttering your house,
Mm.
clearing off surfaces. We were talking about working in our bathroom or working in our car, right? It could be decluttering the front of your fridge because every time you walk in, it's a trigger.
Mhm.
Figuring out what are things that are caving in on you, what are things that are taking back down that sense of empowerment,
Mhm.
and how can we fix them and change them so that our environment keeps us in that state of mind.
That makes so much sense. It's so true. Because when you declutter, you're like releasing all this stuff, and it's like you have a clear path. You like feel good and light and airy, and you're like, okay, let's go.
Yes,
Yeah, so that's true. It's true. So how does it make you feel when you're empowering others in your work?
I love the connectivity. I get so excited talking to other people. I feel like there's a human connection, a soul connection, like that we have a common experience as humans.
Mhm.
And my work for me is being unattached to it.
Mhm.
And so what I mean by that is sometimes you work with people. I primarily work with women. Sometimes you work with someone and they don't do what you coach them to do, or they start creating better habits and they fall back. And that's so common, right? And so that's where we have compassion.
Mhm.
But it is that the reason I say it's my work is I have, like, I want you to succeed. I want you to do well. But if I am so attached to you doing well that if you are not doing well, I get depressed,
Mhm.
then I lose my own grounding.
That's
So
true.
that's difficult for me. And I think especially women can relate to that. Like
Mhm.
if your kids aren't doing well, you feel like, oh, it's on me. But is
Yes,
it
yes, yes,
really?
that's true.
Maybe you're a good mom and maybe they have their own curriculum,
Mhm.
right? So I am I love to work and empower people. But at the end of the day, I really can only empower myself. And maybe you're just not ready for it. And maybe you'll be ready later, and that's okay too.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, that makes sense too. Yes. Okay, thank you for that. Um, like, what do you feel like is the most fulfilling part of what you do?
When someone takes a conversation we've had, takes a coaching, takes a learning,
Mhm.
and they run with it, they use it, they come back and say thank you. They're like living their best life, whatever version that looks like.
Uh-huh.
That is just so exciting.
Aw, that's great. That's like that must feel so good to like say that you were a part of that person's like transformation.
Uh, it builds deeper connectivity and deeper relationships.
Mhm.
Some of the friends that I've worked with on this personal development journey for 20 something years, we have so many experiences, whether it was a conference we went to, or whether it was work, me coaching her, or she coached me, or somebody building a successful business, whatever it was, those experiences are in us,
Mhm.
they don't go away. They're so
Yeah,
special.
true. Yes. Super special. Um, so how do you in your life, how do you push past fear and self-doubt to step into your own power? Because we all have that monkey chatter, like you were saying. So how do you push past that?
Ah, so on a practical level, write down what you're going to do the night before. Because
Okay.
subconsciously, it's been proven that you will be more creative and more courageous because you're not going to do it in that moment. You're not actually going to call a client at 10 o'clock at night.
Mhm.
Yes.
Right.
But the next day, specific, the name, the number of the client, so that you are more likely to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it only, I don't know who said it, but some famous person said, it's like 10 seconds of courage is all you need. 10 seconds of courage to walk up to that intimidating, right, person and say, hi, my name is Lauren Sweeney, and I want to work with you.
Mm-hmm.
Or, hi, Tiffany, I love that necklace on you today.
Aw.
We should have coffee. I would love to connect.
Yeah, that is, I believe that. Just like one spark of courage can give you confidence. That it's so true. Like I heard a quote yesterday too. Like if your heart is beating really fast, then that means you want to say something. So you should use that as your prompter to tell you to take action on something. Like if you're so nervous and like how you're saying, like if I don't know you, I want to talk to you and I'm feeling that. Or, like if we're having a deep conversation and I feel like I should say something. So maybe listening to your physical, whatever is happening in your body and taking initiative on that too.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can also tell yourself that excitement and fear are coupled. Excitement, you have butterflies in your stomach. Excitement, you're sweating. Excitement, you're nervous, your heart is racing. And fear too.
Oh
So
my gosh, that's so true. You're so right. You're so right. Like with butterflies in the stomach, like it's both. It's excited, but it's also fearful. That's so true.
So
Mhm.
let's just, since we're making up that we're afraid, let's just make up that we're excited.
Oh my
It's more
gosh, that's
empowering.
so yes. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that too. I like that one. So how do you think challenges can contribute to confidence?
Well, every time we do one of those courageous moments, every time we take one of those moments where we feel afraid, but we do it anyway, that builds confidence.
Mhm.
Action replaces fear, and
Mhm.
action builds confidence because you did it. You have evidence.
Mhm.
I tell people on my team or people or clients, I want you to make a win list. WIN. How did I win today?
Mhm.
We forget. We are not very good, especially in America. We are taught to don't brag about yourself. Don't talk about yourself too much. Don't be overly cocky. Don't be confident. Don't be too confident.
Mhm.
And we forget that we do need to remember all the great things we've done. That builds confidence. And
Mhm.
so in those moments when the client said no, you lost the sale, if let's say you're in sales, or
Yeah.
anything happens, someone put you down, someone said something negative, you pull out that list. I like to have it right here on my phone. I'll pull it out and I'll go, okay, I still got it. Like
Uh-huh.
reminding ourselves, we have to be coaches to
That's
ourselves and say,
true. You're right.
all right, I have a hack. I like hacks.
Okay, tell me.
Okay, so have you ever gotten notes from people? I'm sure that your clients and people you work with,
Mhm.
you've gotten like praise or maybe people wrote you a
Yes,
recommendation.
yes, yes.
Okay, so I don't know about you, but since I'm into decluttering, there are pieces of paper all over,
Yeah.
or, it's a Yelp review over here and it's a LinkedIn reco over here. Like, it's not concise.
Right,
So
right.
I started taking pictures on my phone of
Okay.
all of them.
Yes.
And I created an album on my phone called
Mm.
like gratitude, praise,
Oh,
things.
that's awesome. Mm-hmm.
And then you can just go to it. So it's in one place. And maybe at the end of the year, I'll make like a Shutterfly book or something. But it's concise. It has like, or maybe someone just your significant other wrote you a really sweet Valentine's Day
Mhm,
card or
mhm.
anything
Yes.
that's touching like that.
Mhm.
You could put it in one place and you could pull it out when you need a touch of
That
confidence.
is a good one because what I do on Instagram, like I have a folder for quotes, like inspirational quotes, and it's just in my folder. But I should go a step further and do that for what applies to me. Like if I get a compliment or if I, get a testimonial, then compiling that so I have my own little folder of that pertains specifically to me. I think that's a great idea
I
because
have
it'll
one.
remind me like of myself and what I have accomplished.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
And it's
you.
it's there and you're in charge of it. You don't
And
need
it's
outside.
so yes, and it's so simple too because you could keep it on your phone and it's digital. You always have your phone. So that's a great idea. Thank you so much for that one, Lauren. I'm going to implement that. So along with that, what would you say are some steps that people can take to feeling more confident?
one thing, and this may sound counterintuitive,
Mhm.
but it really works, is getting feedback from others.
Mhm.
Getting feedback from people that you trust,
Mhm.
so that you can be a 360-degree leader or person, meaning that you have representation from all areas of your life, that you're happy and satisfied in all areas of your life, or striving towards increasing them being better.
Mhm.
So what I mean is I have gotten professional feedback recently,
Mhm.
and taking that in, being able to take it in and not be like so devastated by it, and then implementing it and actually making those changes, that breeds a lot of confidence.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
shows I am getting better. I am growing,
Mhm.
and growth
Yes.
breeds confidence.
Yes, that's so true. That's right. You're so right about that. Like implementing it and taking action and keeping yourself accountable and just keep moving forward. So you're right about that. That's very true. Do you have any like songs or books or podcasts or routines for confidence boosting
Absolutely.
or
There's
whatever
so
your own work?
Yeah, there is so many today. I think having a smartphone is distracting and consumption overload is a problem today.
Hmm.
However, it's also such a blessing because literally all you need is your phone
Yes, everything's at your fingertips.
in a good and a bad way.
I
So
know.
for it being positive, podcasts,
Mhm.
yes. There's so many great podcasts. So I'll pull up my podcast app if you want.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Rise Up For You
Oh,
has a podcast,
mhm.
and it's really good. I'm not just saying that because I'm part of the company. So other podcasts, the Rise podcast is great.
Okay.
Uh, Jenna Kutcher's podcast is really great. John Maxwell's podcast is great. There is a lot. My app doesn't want to open. There's a lot of great podcasts for. You can also search even on social, like on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook a little bit too for confidence. You can
Okay.
use even that hashtag
Mm.
and get memes or quotes or
Ah, okay.
things that you can listen to.
Mhm.
The other really great thing too is Audible. I mean, we were
Oh, yes.
driving
Ye
more previous to COVID.
exactly, yes. Uh-huh. It's easy.
But even like if you're going to go take a walk outside, you could listen to Audible, or you could, pick up a book and read it. That would be good too. Either
Yes,
way,
yes.
you could just go on Amazon or your favorite bookstore and Google, or go on their site and look up confidence books, books that are empowering. That one's really great.
Mhm.
And then having a practice in the morning. And it's got to be something that works for you. So The Miracle Morning, Hal Elrod, very famous.
Mhm. Yes.
That's a great book. He has a podcast. There's apps for it. I don't get paid to talk about him. So I'm not, I'm just telling you because it really worked for me,
Uh-huh.
and figuring out a way for it to work for you. So you could take, let's say, for example, his at Miracle Morning, and there's also a version someone made up called the 6-minute Miracle Morning instead of the whole hour.
Okay.
And, having little kids, for me, I've tried waking up an hour earlier and it just doesn't seem to work. My energy really spikes at night, and I do cut myself off like 11 latest. I do make myself go to bed,
Mhm.
but waking up at 5 was just not supporting me.
Mhm.
So I let myself sleep, especially during COVID. Luckily, I'm able to get a lot of sleep. But in the morning, I found what's really great is I'll meditate. I love the Insight app. It's
Okay.
for meditation or Calm or
Okay.
Headspace. Those are great meditation apps. A lot of them are free, or the Insight Timer has a free version and a paid version. I like accountability. So you have to know what type of person you are and what motivates you. I like direction. I like being told what to do or telling myself and having a routine. So I will get up and I will clean something because that's actually calming. I'll do it like meditatively, like clean something out or clean something up. It's just, I feel like decluttered in my mind and in my space. So I'll do that like 20 minutes. Then I'll meditate and I'll usually use an app. So I have some kind of timer or accountability and just like calming myself, focusing, journaling. And then I'll usually do some type of workout. If I can hit it in the morning, even better because then I know I at least did it. But that's what I love to do for my morning routine. And you have to figure out what works for you. And some people want to do it on their lunch break. Even if you're working from home, do you. Maybe you want to do it at 10 o'clock at night. It's not the best probably for your sleep routine. Who cares?
Yeah.
Do it. Make it work in a way that works for you. And the other thing I'd say is throughout the day, notice your energy. Notice, at 2 o'clock, my energy went down. Allow yourself, this is tough, I'm talking to me too, allow yourself to take a nap or allow yourself to take a bath or have a list of self-care things that empower you. Do a facial mask, call a girlfriend, have tools in your toolbox of things you can do that you can pull through that Starbucks and get a coffee if that empowers you, or you need something, get a new shade of lipstick, get it, something so that you feel, even if it's superficial, even if it's on the outside, like really a lipstick to make you more confident.
Right.
But that outer confidence goes in. It's cyclical.
You're so right. It's so true. I was just talking to Netta about like if you have like new socks or new underwear, it just makes you feel good. And then like no one sees that, but it's just how you feel and you move about in a different way. So yeah.
And people feel that energy. They might not know it's because you got like a cute bra today, but they can feel the energy.
That's true.
And that's contagious, because if I come on and I'm talking to you and I'm positive and we're having a great conversation, you're going to give me back usually that same type of energy. But if I come on and I just want to complain and let's just talk about politics, let's talk about all the crazy, you might go with it, maybe, maybe not, but more likely. But if I bring positivity and I bring like what's great, you're more likely to latch onto that. And then it becomes like a ignition for sparks,
Yeah, totally. So I want to get into your kit so that people can start thinking about like how this can help them. So can you talk about it a little bit? Because we're going to be offering it to them later on.
Yeah, so we have a confidence kit and we have a live your best self startup kit. So it's completely free, and Tiffany is going to have the link for it in the notes with this Zoom. All you have to do is click on it, and it gives you tangible tools to being your best self. It gives you tangible, practical things that you can do to feel better, feel more confident, to be an even better version of you. Because when you're a better version of you, just even 1% better, you feel better and you impact people around you.
That's so
you
true.
Impact your family, your community, people you run into in the store. I know we're wearing masks, but even when you have an interaction, you're on a Zoom or you're at work, like you impact people. So when you open up this free kit that we've created for your confidence, it's really going to make a difference. We put a lot of thought into it and heart, and we hope that you love it.
Yeah, I can't wait, actually. I learned so much from you today in just this short time, and steps that I can take today without even having to like prepare. I'm just going to do it. So I hope that you guys all learned something too that you can implement into your lives immediately and today, so that you can start navigating your way into feeling more confident and acknowledging your worth and feeling beautiful on the inside out. So thank you, Lauren, for being with us today. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you, Tiffany, for having me on. And thank you, the viewers, for watching.
Yes, thank you guys.
And contributing to yourself, because that took time and energy and money. And you are acknowledging, just by watching, just by subscribing to the summit, you're acknowledging that you're worth it. That already increased your confidence.
Yes.
You saying, hey, I'm raising my hand. I want to get a little better. I want to get empowered. Good job. Give yourself a hug.
Yay. Be your own cheerleader, and we'll be rooting for you the whole way through too. Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Bye, Tiffany.